What's up guys, thanks for tuning in on today's video. I'm Gabe and today I'm going to be going over, I'm going to be doing a walk around of my 2010 Camaro SS. It's a video that's been long overdue now, but I was waiting for a couple more things to go ahead and complete before I actually started doing this video. But before I begin, I want to make a couple disclaimers. First of all of the mods and all of the stuff that I've done to the car are linked in the description below. I've taken the time to look through over 4 years worth of receipts. Some of the links are no longer available because of how old some of these mods are. I mean, they've either moved or they've gone to a different location. So some of the links, you may have some trouble with them, but just DM me, reach out, and you'll guys see my Instagram later on. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So, as you can see, that is the 6.2 liter LS3 engine. No supercharger yet. Oh. But anyways, guys, let me go ahead and walk you through what I've done so far. The first thing that you guys will see is the VARAM cold air intake. That was actually a hassle to install afterwards, but you know, I managed to go ahead and do it. So far, I like it. There's some design qualities and flaws that aren't necessarily the best, but I'm pretty sure that's on my end, the lack of directions, because some people have reached out to me and said that they haven't had specific issues with their VARAM intake. So right beneath the VARAM intake, you will see that I do have a Champion cooling radiator. It's been okay, nothing out of the ordinary. Right behind the intake, you'll see that I have a couple of yellow coil packs, and that's going to match the calipers, which we'll see momentarily. But that was basically just one of these little mods that really make a big difference in terms of appearance. Now, the biggest and most recent performance mod that I've done is actually the Texas Speed 1 7/8 inch headers. Best mod I've done by far. I mean, you can see it on my face. I'm absolutely in love with this car again after I installed the headers. I definitely recommend anybody that has a Camaro or any muscle car, V8 muscle car, get headers. That's just gonna change the whole experience of the car. Now, I went ahead and got a tune by Project A. They actually specialize more with European and kind of like those exotic scene, but my friend Daniel, he was able to work on my car to give it more pops and bangs. I don't know about HP. I think it's like 5 or 10 more horsepower. I don't know. One of the things that I do plan on doing is actually getting this car tuned after I've installed my headers and the intake and seeing some numbers. So now that we went over that, let's go ahead and look at the front of the car. So the first thing that you're gonna notice is the vibrant blue color. This is actually a factory color. It's called Aqua Blue Metallic. Right on top of the hood, you're gonna see a Z28 style or the SS Sport hood insert. And if you actually look closely, I did not put a water tray in that. So you can actually see through in the engine. Now, I've actually haven't had any problems with the rain in the last 3 years or so, actually almost 4 years since I've installed that. I'm not recommending that you guys install this without the water tray, and I do believe that the link in the description below, I don't know if it comes with the water tray. You might have to find that separately, but I'm just saying, if you get a little creative and a little daring, you shouldn't have any problems. Now, if we move over towards the bottom part of the car, well, the lower part of it, we'll first start off with the fog light delete that I've done. Now, I actually didn't buy anything and install anything else. I actually just removed the fog lights and I painted gloss black. You guys can see the video where I go over my install, you know, more or less the process on how I did that. And I've added some mesh here to, you know, give it that nice appearance, you know, that clean appearance. There's obviously more of an appearance reason why I did that more than a performance one. Again, check out that video so you guys see what I mean. And right below the fog light, you're gonna see a massive Z28 style splitter. This completely changed the look of the car from the front, at least. Just makes it look so much more aggressive. I've always been a fan of the Z28 look, and primarily the front of the car. Of course, the rest of the car has a lot of Z28 stuff, and we'll get to that in a moment. But I had to paint it in gloss black to go with the gloss black fog lights and the whole entire black and blue theme. I really have no complaints. It's held up very, very nicely. You guys will see in the link in the description below. There's actually two styles. There's one that has a more sharp, kind of like a boxier look, whereas this one is the legitimate Z28 style one, and it kind of rounds off. That's pretty much the front of the car. Let's go ahead and start moving to the side of the car, which is where, if we take a pretty big step going back, you'll really get a feel for like that Z28 style imitation or that look. First thing that, of course, from the side that you'll notice are my Z28 style wheels that are 20 by 10 all around. I decided to go with the box setup. No particular reason. I just wanted to, I guess, have consistency. So if we take a closer look at the Z28 style wheel, nothing crazy in particular. I got them gloss black. I do believe you can get them in bronze and in silver. I do believe that those are the colors that are offered through House of Wheels, which is where I bought this. If you guys take a closer look, you will see that I do have a painted brake caliper in a yellow color. Again, I use that same paint because, again, this gets extremely hot when you're driving and braking, just like you get in the engine. I think it's going to be a lot hotter over here than in the engine, but the paint has held up nicely. My good friend Mauricio actually came over and he helped me paint this, and it came out just excellent. I do have to add the Brembo stickers. I still haven't added that, and that's been over 2 years at this point, so it's a work in progress. Now, in terms of the size of my front tires, I have 285/35 20s. I do believe that you can go 295s with 20 by 10 rim size, but I just left it at 285. And in terms of the tires, I got Lexini. Nothing special about them. They were kind of just like the most affordable tires, and they've lasted very, very long. I've had these for like over 2.5 years now, and you know, they're starting to bald, they're starting to go bad, but you know, I got my money's worth. If you look closely, you're gonna see that I do have drill and slotted rotors, and I do have aftermarket brake pads. Nothing too much to say about them. I mean, they do look very nice, very sporty, kind of gives you like that high performance sports car feel. In terms of braking, I don't really have anything special to say. I mean, these will get the job done, but if you're looking for something like with something more of with better brake capacity, they're just okay, nothing out of the ordinary. So we'll go ahead and start moving alongside to this part, which is actually from a Ford Raptor. Believe it or not, I actually did that as a joke. Okay, it looks pretty cool. The 6.2 liter with the that's a very nice font. It's a very good badge design, but I actually did it. I pulled the trigger on that because I really wanted to see if you knew. It's kind of like a if you know you know type of thing, where it's like, wait a minute, all the Ford guys are like, wait, isn't that from a Ford Raptor? Why is that on a Chevy? Just one of those things. So these are tinted windows as well. Now this is the most important part. Reach out to me on Instagram, guys, if you have any questions. Let's make our way towards the rear tire, which is where you're gonna see a lot more of a difference in size and in design of the tire. So again, Z28 style gloss black wheel, yellow caliper. Now the tire size in the back is 305/35/20. These are pretty much the most that you can go on 20 by 10s. Any more and it's not necessarily safe. Which brand? This is from Cooper, the Xeon RS3S. Ooh, sounds real fast and fancy. But again, nothing too crazy. But what I do have to say is kind of like the Lexini up front, they've lasted a really long time. And you know, Bryce knows this. I've done some crazy stuff with the car in the last, what, over 2 years that I've had these tires, so they've held up nicely. I do plan on changing these in about 3 months or so. I might do a little show for you guys. We'll see. he just gave me like the
I want to see those donuts.
So let's go ahead and start making our way towards the back of the car, which is one of the coolest parts about this car. My favorite is the front. But I do have to say that a lot of people really like the back of my car mostly. Before we move forward, just look, let's just appreciate just how thick this looks like. It's just so beefy right now. And I actually don't have any spacers on it. This is all natural. And if you guys notice, this is actually a lot lower than stock height. And that's because I added Megan Racing coilovers that was gifted to me by the gentleman holding the camera, Bryce.
Yeah, that look really good. Like, that changed the whole look of the car. And people were teasing you like all the time. Everywhere you went, they were like, needs more low, needs more low.
It's true, it's true.
Especially with the rims and everything, that tightened the look altogether.
Completely. And it does look significantly better when it's on that drop. I mean, seriously, it changed the look of the car. Obviously, there's some wheel gap. I actually didn't want to go any lower because then you would have to roll fenders and it becomes like this extra step that, yeah, it's nice to have a flush look, but I decided to just leave it at that. I think it's perfect the way it is. So now we're going to take a look at the rear of the car, but before we do that, I want to turn on the lights so you guys can see the most noticeable thing. These are the Oracle tail light, LED tail lights, and this is specifically for the 2010 to 2011. I think they changed it for the 2012s and 13s. One of the things that has just changed the car completely, it's just made it look so much more modern. I've gotten compliments from, of course, Bryce and other people that it just makes the car look so much newer.
It's a facelift, basically.
It's basically like a facelift, yeah. And not only that, but not many Camaros have it, and they're pretty pricey. And you guys will see in the link in the description below. I also put in a coupon code that you guys can use to take about 20 bucks off of that. Something. Now that we're addressing the lights, I also want to mention, and you can't really notice it now because the lights are just so blinding, but if you turn them off, you'll notice that I actually tinted the tail lights as well. I don't remember. I think that might have been my first mod that I've done to the car. I can't think of anything else. But let's take our eyes off of the lights for just a moment here and let's look at the massive Z28 style spoiler that I have on this car. I think this was an epic mod because not only did it give it a very sporty aesthetic, but adding the wicker bill, which is something that even with a lot of Camaros, I don't see a lot of wicker bill action going on. This is actually gonna be the most difficult piece to find out of all my mods, just because not many manufacturers and suppliers have this type of spoiler. On eBay, there's only about 3 left. So at the time of this recording, there's only about 3 left in the internet. I couldn't find any other place. In terms of quality, not the best. It's actually lifting up here a little bit. Not sure if that's a install problem or perhaps the holes that were drilled into just went bad and just deteriorated. I don't know, but we're gonna fix that and, you know, tape it down, that way it's secured. There's also some paint chipping over here because I actually ordered mine pre-painted already. So there's actually a little spot right there, and over here there seems to be some cracking. But again, I've had this since I think ending of 2017, so it's been quite some time, and this is a car that's not garage kept, and it's taken a lot of beating from the sun. So I have to admit, the color has held up very nicely for it being kind of like a one spray type of deal. There's no clear coat or anything like that. So if we make our way towards the back of the car, we're not done yet. Not the diffuser, which I do plan on getting eventually. You're gonna see that I have these aftermarket exhaust tips that are from the Flowmaster Axleback exhaust system that I actually bought with the car. If you guys are new to the channel and you haven't heard the exhaust, I'm gonna go ahead and do an exhaust clip of my Texas Speed headers with the Flowmaster Axleback exhaust system. It gives it a really unique tone, which Bryce says that it's like one of a kind.
I've never heard any, like, I know it's you when you come.
But it also gives it like a lot beefier look. These, when you clean them, they look really nice and they really stand it out. You guys can see that the taillight bezels, I left them chrome I don't know why people bash on the chrome. I'm actually a pretty big fan of how they look. I think it's like a little subtle, like the yellow calipers. It's just little vibrant colors, or colors that stand out, that if you put them in a right amount, it really does give the car a nicer look. Just a better appearance. And the chrome pieces, I don't plan on blacking them out anytime soon. That pretty much concludes all of the exterior mods. As promised, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an exhaust clip of the headers and the Flowmaster axle back. So Bryce, if you may.
And loud.
So as you guys can see, it's very rustic, very metallic-y. I haven't heard many exhausts on Camaros or even Mustangs or any muscle car that sounds like that unique sound. The biggest mod that I've done on the inside is actually a video and a mod that has gotten me over 100,000 views on YouTube, and I'm so thankful for you guys that are supporting me and that found my channel through that video. That's actually going to be from the Govee car lights, and you can't really see them that well during the day. If you guys saw my most recent POV driving video, they're very, very bright, and they just, again, change the experience of the car. Not only do I have a very nice exhaust feedback now, but now I have like a really nice illuminated interior at the footwells that are very bright, and it just gives it like a very nice party vibe. But at the same time, you can always change the settings for it to be relaxing and synchronized to your music. So very, very cool mod. Definitely something on the budget friendlier side of things. You guys should definitely check it out. Again, link in the description below. And the last mod, which I don't really consider it that much of a mod, but Bryce did bring it up, and it is an aftermarket setting, aftermarket feature rather, is my Yi dash cam. I bought this because of how affordable it was. I believe at the time it was like $49.99, and with the SD card, which was about 15 bucks, it ended up being, call it like around 62 bucks. 62 bucks is insanely affordable for a dash cam. You guys have seen some of the footage on my Miami Driver Chronicles. If you guys haven't checked that out, definitely check it out so you guys can see what we Miami drivers have to deal with. Okay guys, so that pretty much concludes the walk around and the showcase of my 2010 Camaro SS and all of the mods. I hope you guys found this video informative and entertaining for you guys. Whoa.
Oh my, I didn't know they flew.
If you shit on my car, if you shit on my car, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like my car? Oh! I knew it! I knew it!
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
I saw it! I knew it! There is an infinite amount of possible directions. Literally, you can go anywhere, but he decided to go right there on that specific cable. And look at that. That's like what? Like maybe 7 inches away from the car? I mean, that is a troll. Like, that is a genuine troll. Somebody that used to play COD back in the day passed and came into a fucking dock. And he's just trying to troll everybody. Right
And he was a Mustang fanboy.
That is basically the conclusion of the walk around. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram, my DMs. Please be patient with my response time, as the turnover is pretty bad. I apologize for that. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. Guys, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my videos, my reviews, my how-tos, my vlogs, my walk-arounds. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. 5K is the goal for 2021. We're almost there. We're about 4,300 now at the time of this release. Let me know in the comment section below, what mods have you done to your Camaro? What would you do to my Camaro? And what's a mod that you would guys like to see next? Be reasonable. I'm not gonna get a supercharger just yet, guys. That's like a $10,000 upgrade, which will come eventually. Stay tuned.